2018, question number 14. Which one of the following is true in the case of respiratory acidosis? So, first of all, you have to know what is respiratory acidosis. So, there are two parts. There is respiratory acidosis and respiratory alkalosis. These two are the metabolic disorder, and they are quite opposite in their characteristics. So, in acidosis, what happens, as the name suggests, there is a gain in the H plus ions and loss in the bicarbonate ions. And if you see the blood profile in the arteries, so pH gets decreased because there is a gain in hydrogen ions, and so you can see bicarbonate ions gets decreases and H plus ions increases. So how does the lung compensate to reverse the effect of acidosis is hyperventilation, that is heavy breathing or fast breathing, so that the lungs can secrete excess of carbon dioxide, and renal compensation, that is what does the kidneys do to prevent or to reverse the effect of acidosis is they uh, the absorption of the bicarbonate ions that is increased. That is, so what happens is less of bicarbonate ions is secreted in the urine and more of it is reabsorbed into the blood. And they also help in secreting the not secreting excreting the excess of H plus ions, which is the major cause of acidosis. In alkalosis, the reverse thing happens. There is hypoventilation, pH is increased, and since the bicarbonate ions are increased in the blood, so the renal compensation is by excreting the bicarbonate ions and conserving the H plus ions. So this is the basic alkalosis and acidosis. So if we go back to the question, uh, which one of the following is true in the case of respiratory acidosis? So A, there is increased rate of ventilation is the cause of respiratory acidosis. Blood of pH is more than 7. Increased levels of carbon dioxide in the blood, and acidosis can be compensated through reduction of bicarbonate levels in plasma. So, if we look at these options, increased rate of ventilation is the cause of respiratory acidosis, which is wrong because rate of ventilation is increased to prevent or reverse the effect of acidosis. It is not the cause of acidosis. So this is wrong. Blood of pH is more than 7. That is also false. In acidosis, pH will decrease. It will be less than 7 due to increase in the level of hydrogen ions. So this is also wrong. Increased levels of carbon dioxide in the blood. This is true. The lungs, to they hyperventilate so that this CO2 can be released. So why I am saying that the CO2 is increased? So what happens whenever CO2 is there in the lungs, excess CO2 is there, it reacts with water, okay, and this forms carbonic acid, H2CO3. This then breaks down to this will break down to form H plus ions and bicarbonate ions, and that is the cause of acidosis. H plus ions and HCO3 minus ions. Okay. So whenever there is an increase in the carbon dioxide content in the lungs, so it will react with H2O to form carbonic acid, and then it will form H plus and HCO3 minus. So because this is very unstable, so they will form these. And this is the basic cause of acidosis. So this is true for acidosis. And lastly, acidosis can be compensated by the reduction of bicarbonate levels in plasma. So that is, the bicarbonate levels are already reduced in plasma, so we have to increase the bicarbonate level. So this is also not true. So the answer will be C.